What's up, everyone? Welcome to 9 Nerd Yards. Atlanta is back with its fourth and final season, and I gotta say, I got a bit of a pep in my step, some hustle in my bustle, some mucking in my
I would rather die.
They started us off with a 2-episode premiere that has given us a lot to think about and break down, so I'm not going to hold you guys up. Let's start with the first episode. Episode 1, The Most Atlanta, begins with a retail store being raided. Maybe it's a Target, but it looks like a Marshall's now. Darius is on scene, but not up to any funny business. He just wants to return an air fryer. The store clerk is justifiably freaked out and a bit confused that Darius is completely oblivious to the chaos going on around him.
I got this air fryer as a gift, but then I remember to have an oven.
Nigga, do you not see what's going on right now?
Kinda looks like a Marshall's now. But
And right before the retail guy is about to give him some cash back, he realizes that he can just get the money and scram out of there. So since Darius is out of options to return his air fryer, he decides to get out of there too. Only one problem. There's a lady in a wheelchair that won't let anyone leave, and she would rather die than let them steal from the store. But Darius just walks past her and she is sprayed with a fire extinguisher. But watch out because she also has a knife. So knife-wielding wheelchair Karen automatically focuses her pursuit of vengeance on Darius. Now, I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't immediately catch this, but this is actually a recreation of this viral story during the 2020 George Floyd. But in real life, it was actually confirmed that wheelchair lady could walk, and she actually started stabbing people first. But the media was twisting the story like she was a helpless bystander. But this is a natural trend for Atlanta. They've always been good with putting in these little references to real life viral clips. You can even think way back to the first season with the lady reciting Paperboy lyrics.
This is on our music. This is on our radio station that our kids are listening to.
But I still might have to slap a trick. Shout out Colin Kaepernick. Like, this is what was on.
But come to find out that Darius is actually running this errand while Al is stuck in traffic. So when Darius gets back to the car, Al is a bit despondent because he just found out that one of his favorite rappers has passed away. The death was hidden from the public for 3 months.
The radio just said BlueBlood died.
damn.
He said he'd been dead for like 3 months. His manager just put out a statement. Damn, man, I used to listen to that nigga all the time, man.
This sense of loss that Al is feeling is very interesting in terms of what Al has personally been going through. If you remember from last season, he's had writer's block and admitted to Wiley that he never actually wanted to be a rapper. He's still very much dealing with the death of his mom and learning how to actually trust the people around him. Even at this moment, he's trying to make his way to the airport, but Darius asks him where's he going to go if he doesn't like anywhere.
I swear to God.
Where you got to be anyway?
The airport.
But where you gonna go, dog? You don't like LA, you don't like New York, you don't like nowhere. What you gonna do?
But then Darius is looking out the rearview mirror and notices the wheelchair lady is on his tail. And Darius does not want to be caught slipping in traffic, so he makes a narrow escape and takes his air fryer on foot.
I'm gonna go out. I'll do it on foot.
Man, you leaving me?
Yeah, don't worry. Everything will be all right.
Now, for the sake of making this video concise, this is where I want to split this video up with the different plot lines of the episode, with Al having the A plot, Van and Ern having the B plot, and Darius with the C plot. We continue with Al in the A plot after Darius makes his escape, and Al notices that there's a cloud chaser taking a live video pretending that he's stuck in traffic with Paperboy. Al ain't trying to deal with all of that, so he pulls off at the next exit to a gas station listening to BlueBlood's last album, the one that he dropped before he died. Something strange starts happening because Al is listening to the lyrics and realizes that he's basically living the lyrics too.
She with D&D's, I ordered zoo pies. Bought it from Sunny, me mugging with the blue eyes. Pumping gas, not to waste time.
He's pumping gas across the street from the mentioned barbecue spot in the song. The lyrics are telling him to go pick up something called a zoo pie, so Al heads that way. So let's really quick talk about the character of BlueBlood. Someone actually put me onto the fact that BlueBlood may be a reference to a previous Donald Glover song. However, BlueBlood is actually voiced by the real life rapper Earl Sweatshirt in this episode, and I very much see Earl to be a diamond in the rough of hip hop. I don't listen to him constantly, but every time I do, I get wrapped up into his lyrics and cadence. But along with the Earl cameo, it seems very clear that BlueBlood is also a reference to the late and great MF Doom. Just like BlueBlood, Doom's death was announced by his wife months after he actually passed away, and Doom, while being quite popular, was still very much the king of the underground rap scene. Very few people actually knew the man behind the mask. And what what a beautifully constructed metaphor to what Al is feeling internally. Although he is successful as Paperboy, he doesn't feel like he's able to make a connection as himself. Not very many people know the man behind his mask. But let me know in the comments what y'all think about BlueBlood. So Al is at the barbecue spot and orders a zoo pie.
Got something called a zoo pie? Zoo pie.
Looks great, yummy. He notices his order comes in a blue box with an address on it. Al realizes that he's in a scavenger hunt.
Is this a scavenger hunt? Is BlueBlood still alive? Who's BlueBlood? Bet.
I think that is so fun and awesome and very much in line with the antics MF Doom would have done. So this scavenger hunt gives Al hope that BlueBlood is still alive, and instead of going on a fruitless vacation, he is now motivated to get to the bottom of this hunt. We get this montage of Al listening to the BlueBlood album and finding clues around Atlanta. BlueBlood references an East Side swim club that brings Al to a locker with blue coins in it. Al then takes those coins to an arcade, which he's able to get a high score on a game, and the tickets from that game he can exchange for a t-shirt with a thumbs up. If you notice, when Al originally walked into that barbecue joint, there was a Galaga arcade machine very prominently placed that I'm thinking also acted as another clue to the arcade. Once Al gets the thumbs up t-shirt from the arcade, he wears it to meet a random dude that has a QR code tatted on his arm. The QR code also has the play, pause, skip button, and other iconography that you will find on your music player. So I'm guessing that the QR code could lead to some specific music or song. I haven't been able to scan the code, and apparently no one else has either. Let me know in the comments if anyone has gotten it to work. I would be very interested to see where that leads. But the QR code actually leads Al to a comic book store with a comic that has instructions to meet at 526 Beecher Street. The next shot is of Al arriving at a laundromat where he retrieves 3D glasses for a matinee movie of a guy using a flamethrower and a woman screaming. This feels like an obvious callback to season 3 episode 9 and Aaron's flamethrower. But lastly, Al ends up on the corner of Headland and Delow. Shout out to the person that pointed this out on Reddit, but the corner is actually mentioned in the Outkast song Elevators. But Al walks into the building and it's a funeral hosted by BlueBlood's wife, Keisha. Al seems disappointed to find out that the scavenger hunt did not lead to a special BlueBlood performance, but it's actually just a funeral to give his last respects.
You here for BlueBlood?
Yeah. Is he performing?
No. He's dead.
BlueBlood, or Gary's wife, Keisha, explains that he was sick and really wanted to outdo himself before he died.
BlueBlood's name was Gary?
Yeah. Well, this is Gary's funeral, the way he wanted it. Gary was always trying to outdo himself. Pretty sick towards the end, but still managed to record an album and plan a scavenger hunt.
Al was only the 5th person to complete the scavenger hunt, and Keisha drops some words that you can tell really hit Al.
You're the 5th person to show up. I think he expected more people. I'm actually surprised too. I mean, all you had to do was listen to the album. He put so much effort into it, but I guess you don't always get back what you give. He just worked so hard, and I just wish he had had more fun, because that's all it is in the end.
I'm very curious to see how this affects Al later in the season. So Al wants to give his last respects, but when he walks up to the casket, it's just a skeleton.
That's not his skeleton. I had to have him cremated about a month ago.
Let's get into the B plot of the episode, where we catch up with our favorite will they won't they couple. Ern and Van are taking a little trip to Atlantic Station to pick up a new phone for Van, and they are styling. Van looks good and happy and confident. I say that because the last time we saw Van, she was very much going through the breakdown of breakdowns in Paris. It seems that they have mended their relationship since the events of season 3. I'm a believer that love is in the mundane, and you don't just go do boring shit like picking up a phone with someone unless you want to be around that person. But right away, Ern is recognized by an old fling, Kenya. But Van handles this interaction well.
Ern? What's up?
Hey, what's up, Kenya? What's going on?
Vanessa. Well, I'm gonna try to get out of here.
Haven't seen her in a minute.
You can't go to Atlantic Station and not run into somebody.
But then, while they're picking up the phone, Ern has another girl that is banging on the window to get his attention. Now, there's a pattern going on here.
Is that another girlfriend? Wow, you dated Atlantic Station.
I did not. It was like 7 years ago. I don't even know how she recognized me from outside.
And at first, I thought this would be centered around Ern running into his old flings, but it turns out that the guy that works at the shop is also one of Van's oldies. What the hell is happening here, right?
Vanessa? Hey, I thought that was you. I haven't seen you since the Kid Ink concert.
So you still work here?
Yeah, I've been trapped here for a while.
Kid Ink?
He's still here. That was like 10 years ago.
But Van is kind of weirded out because the last time she even saw old dude, he was working at the same shop, and it's been 10 years since they dated. And after that, we get the scene of Earn and Van walking through the mall, and they are starting to recognize their past relationships everywhere.
You cock him. We went on 3 dates and I ghosted him.
Going around the corner at 3 o'clock, Shauna, we met at a Braves game, dated for under a year. She's wearing a shirt that she stole from my house.
They are surrounded by their old laundry, and I am cracking up because it's always awkward running into someone you used to date with the person that you are dating, but this is amplified to 100. Notice that one of the guys that Van lists is given the asterisk of the last non-American white she has kissed.
To Brookfield. Went on 6 dates between 2012 and 2014, and he's the last American white I've kissed.
This is clearly a reference to the fact that her last relationship was with Marcel in season 3 in Paris, a non-American white. I just thought that was a really funny distinction that she made. Like, why would Earn care who the last non-American white she kissed is? So they decide to get out of there, but one problem. They can't find their car anywhere. They can't find an exit anywhere, and they run into Kenya again in the parking garage. And she's acting like they haven't just ran into each other.
Yeah.
Long time no see.
We just saw each other. We're a little lost. Could you help us get out of here? Do you know how to?
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Came to get a gift from my dad, and now I feel like I've been lost for a really long time.
What's a really long time?
I don't know.
And apparently Kenya has also been wandering around Atlantic Station trying to get out herself for possibly years. This is becoming a very big problem. All I can think about is the song Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave. Or another similarity I'm catching here is that Atlanta seems to be always giving the nod to The Shining, and this definitely feels like an Overlook Hotel situation where their past relationships are haunting them and won't let them leave. Let's look at the situation. Earlier, the first time they ran into Kenya, she said that she was going to try to get out of here.
Well, I'm gonna try to get out of here.
Or when Van questioned her ex about still working at the store, he says, I'm trapped here, and it's been 10 years.
So you still work here?
Yeah, I've been trapped here for a while.
He's still here. That was like 10 years ago.
Also, when Van and Earn first arrived there, they very clearly parked at 5, but now they are at the same location and it's now a 6. But Van and Earn realize that they're in deep shit because the last movie Kenya saw on the marquee was Now You See Me 2.
But I did? Just let me write a different movie. I would call it Now You Don't.
When you first got here, do you remember what was playing at the Regal?
Now you see me too.
Oh, Kenya, it's been a long time, buddy.
I would call it Now You Don't.
The next scene, we see Van wandering around the parking garage, and it's like straight out of The Walking Dead with the way the shoppers are just shambling around aimlessly.
Earn?
Vanessa, long time
No. Stay back. Stay back.
Now, Earn has found a possible way out, but Van is nervous about stepping through that door, and Earn reassures her.
You're just gonna leave me and then I'm stuck here like the rest of your exes?
I would never let you become one of them.
Which I thought was a quasi-sweet sentiment considering all they have been through, and is confirmation that they are in this together. So they go through the door, and this is where shit gets so confusing because it's completely dark, but the walls are carpeted and wet, and they have to follow the light, but they get stuck, and Earn needs Van to kick him in the head to get unstuck.
On the head.
I'm getting a kind of rebirth metaphor here. Earn and Van break out on the other side just to find out that it leads to BlueBlood's funeral. Oh, and Kenya was also following along, sneaking away out.
Y'all fuck with BlueBlood?
I was following y'all.
Kenya?
So, to me, this escape from Atlantic Station is meant to be a rebirth of Earn and Van's commitment to each other, but the fact that it also leads to a funeral feels like a nod to the very fact that this is the beginning of the end of our characters. But that's just a little theory. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But from there, they walk out of the funeral and notice Darius is also cautiously walking around the parking lot.
Is that Darius?
Hell yeah.
Hey, yo, Darius.
So let's move on over to what Darius has been up to in this C plot. So since Darius left Hal in traffic, he's been running away from the wheelchair lady all day. And while these scenes are brief, they are hilarious. The determination this lady has to get Darius is amazing. He comes to a dead end and tries to reason with her, but she doesn't give a shit.
I don't know what Fox News has been feeding you, but I'm not Antifa, I'm not a looter. I just was returning my air fryer.
I don't care.
You can't get me now. I'm up here.
I'll wait.
Now, when we get back to Darius in the parking lot, he talks with Kenya and gives her the air fryer because of course she forgot to get her dad a gift while she was shopping at Atlantic Station for years. But this was a very bad move for Kenya because now she has the air fryer. And the last shot of the show is of her back turned with the electric wheelchair motor creeping up on her. Now, Darius in this whole C plot is giving off It Follows vibes. The premise in that movie being that an evil entity relentlessly walks towards you to kill you if you do not pass on the curse to someone else. So Darius unknowingly passed on the cursed air fryer to Kenya, and well, I don't think we'll be seeing her in future episodes. And the episode ends with Running Away by Sly and the Family Stone.
Running away to get away.
What an episode. I loved it so much, and I can't overstate how hype I was when we got those iconic bird's eye view shots of the city with Chief Keef's bitch where going. These first 2 episodes were just a treat. I am working on my episode 2 video now, and that will be uploaded soon. And man, there's a lot of substance in that episode as well, so stay tuned. And also, if you haven't already, check out my season 1 episode 1 video I just dropped. Many of you have been asking me to go back and do the first 2 seasons, so I'm finally getting to that. But I do want to let you know that other than that first video I dropped, all of the other videos will be posted exclusively on my Patreon. So if you would like to support me and get access to those videos as they are uploaded periodically, please consider subscribing to my Patreon for $1. You will also notice that the video on my Patreon is the uncompromised version, no annoying splash screens, and I don't have to cut things out for copyright reasons like I've been struggling with YouTube lately. And I will be adding more tiers with some bonuses based on your recommendations. But shout out to all of these people that have already subscribed. You can find me on Twitter. I started an Instagram. I started a TikTok. That's getting up and running, but you can also go join the 9 Nerd Yards Discord where over 200 people have already joined up. We are always sharing theories and predictions in that Discord, and it's a great place to talk. And again, look out for my episode 2 video coming soon. Like and subscribe, and I'm getting everyone an air fryer.